Hello and welcome to the She4 Show. I'm your host, Amy Carlson. Glad to be here with you today. So, the topic for this solo is confident health or health confidence. As you've noticed, the solos that I have done recently have all been related to the idea of health, and we all have an interest in it. We have an interest in feeling confident, embodying confidence within all areas of our lives. There's something to do with confidence that helps us feel more decisive, more strong, more all in instead of kind of divided and full of doubt. So, why not relate the idea of confidence to the idea of health? What I'm going to talk about today is, you know me, I like to break things into three areas, three steps, three ideas, and I will utilize that in today's conversation as well. So, when we are experiencing something that feels amiss with our health, the reason it feels amiss is because we are judging it. We're not just allowing it to be what it is, a shifting and drifting thing. We are judging it as bad. We are likely putting some kind of label on it as this could last forever. We can begin to stack that doom and gloom into it very quickly. And so, step number one in experiencing health confidence has to do with releasing judgment. Whatever it is that is going on related to your health right now, bit by bit, this usually doesn't happen all at once, but bit by bit, can you start to soften the edges of the judgment that you are placing on yourself, on your health, on your body, related to what is going on? We know that we are dynamic. And so there are shifts going on within us and around us all the time. A lot of them we are happening so subtly we don't even know. And so if we can remember that as we begin to release judgment, that can be one of the things that starts to soften the edges around the judgment that we're holding about our health in the moment. We have lots of labels that we use when it comes to health and what something is called, and we have diagnoses and different things, and all of those words can be very strong and can certainly add to the feeling of it can just intensify the feelings that we have going on around whatever it is around our health that we're feeling somehow less than. And you can see how that judgment feeds into that whole idea of something is lacking within me. There's something wrong with me. Somehow I am not enough. And all of those things are from a place of scarcity. When we're in scarcity, imagine how does scarcity and healing go together? So that's why we begin to release the judgment as much as you can, just bit by bit, so that you can tap into the feeling of neutrality. So this is going on. Can I allow it to be neutral? And one of my favorite visualizations of that idea of neutral is a cork floating on water. When you let it float, it does its job. It just floats. No effort involved. That's what it will do naturally. When we begin to judge, and in this case, judge our health, it's like we take our hand and we push that cork down under the water. It takes effort. And we don't allow it to just do what it naturally will. So as you're releasing judgment, just imagine that you're releasing that cork and it's going to float on the water, no problem. Finding something neutral in this health situation that is going on. Now, step 2, knowing that we are dynamic, there's an ebb and a flow. So our thoughts about health ebb and flow. Our actions that we take for our health ebb and flow. The feelings we have about our health ebb and flow. The information we get about our own health or health in general, it ebbs and flows. It's just how it goes. Can you let yourself be okay with the ebb and flow as you are, number 1, starting to release judgment, and then number 2, starting to recall that there is that natural ebb and flow in life and in our health. It's no different. That means it's dynamic. That means it can change. Then number 3, creating a sense of wholeness. Holistic health is telling us that we can utilize all these various parts of ourselves in order to find health. Health is not separate. I think we know that, right? Our physical health is not separate from our mental health, is not separate from our spiritual health, is not separate from our emotional health. Just like our health is not separate from our social life, is not separate from our work life, is not separate from any other part of who we are. So once we can, number 1, start to release judgment about whatever's going on with our health. Number 2, recognize the ebb and the flow within it all. Number 3, embrace the wholeness. So I'm making a circle here to myself to remind myself of what that feels like. The wholeness and that holistic idea can really bring about the energy of healing. So much more so than when we, just what we talked about a moment ago, have that feeling that there's something lacking, there's something separate. So we need to have that united feeling within us once again. And this could be from, all the parts of you, or it can also be from the united feeling of that oneness with the universe, with your inner being, with God, however you look at it, but that integration rather than the separation. And we can see how when our health isn't feeling up to par, so to speak, there's something that feels separate, and that is what really feels off. When we can start to integrate that feeling of wholeness, everything coming together to help, then we really feed into the idea of abundance, of healing, of possibility. So, in a nutshell, when we are building our health confidence, remembering that this is not a picture of perfect health. What is perfect health? It is the ability to take whatever information, whatever judgment we are feeling in the moment about what's going on with our health, and then run it through that little system. Can I begin to release judgment about this? Can I remind myself? Or we can say, how can I release judgment? How can I remind myself that there are ebbs and flows of everything in life? And how can I be more holistic in my approach, in my outlook, in my expectation of health as I build my confidence, not only about health, but as I build my confidence in life in general. I hope this was helpful. I hope there was at least one little nugget for you here that even as you listened, you felt something release a little bit, something get soothed just a bit within you. And that is the softening of the judgment. That's the rounding of the corners that we start to feel as we bring in more and more neutrality. So, my friend, let your cork float on the water. You don't have to do anything to allow that to be. And as you continue to build your health confidence, we at SheForce are here for you. Feel free to check out our website and a variety of fun and free things that are available in the show notes. Thanks for being here. As always, know yourself, be yourself, and free yourself.